Welcome back to another episode of Ball Talk with Paul, where we keep it real, keep it gritty, and always keep it fresh. Tonight, we got a loaded episode for you guys. First, we're going to be talking about some Eagles trade moves, and is Myles Garrett on his way to Philly? Plus, we're going to be talking the NFL's hottest risers. Then we have some NBA talk, who's hot and who's not. Then we have some college action, of course, talking football and basketball today. And then we have to talk about the Game 6 of the World Series. Who's going to bring it home? So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Eagles fans, Howie Roseman is cooking up again. We just traded for Michael Carter II in exchange for John Metchie III from the New York Jets. Now, this is a great upgrade for the Eagles secondary because Michael Carter, he's fast, he's physical, he has great instincts and loves to stick his nose in there and attack the football. And that's exactly what we needed on the opposite side of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Because Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson is just not in, unfortunately. I hate to see that they haven't produced in our defense, but I believe Michael Carter will be a great replacement for those guys. Now, he was an outside corner at the New York Jets, but with us, he would most likely play the slot corner because Vic Fangio already said that Cooper DeJean is a jack of all trades. You could put him anywhere in the defense and he would succeed. So I would love to see him on the outside corner position and locking up the number 2 receivers. So we shall see what Carter does. I know he was desperate to play some winning football because he waived $5 million off of his contract just to get traded to the Eagles. So that tells you that he's ready to come in and really make an impact on our defense. Now, I know he's not a superstar talent, but he's serviceable. And that's all we needed because the guys that we had before him was just not it. So hopefully Michael Carter brings a spark to our secondary that we desperately need. Now, in other news, I heard that Howie Roseman has his eye out for Cleveland Browns' Myles Garrett. And we all know the type of talent that Myles Garrett is, a superstar defensive end. Just had 5 sacks last weekend in a game. And that's usually unheard of for a defensive end. So we are trying to do whatever we can to get Myles out of Cleveland. I heard Howie Roseman is offering 3 first-round picks, and that is usually unheard of from a GM. But for that type of caliber player, we'll throw the house at him because we desperately need a defensive end that can bring constant pressure to help out our secondary and get those stops. So we shall see if the Browns bite, but I highly doubt they do because we all know he's the best thing in Cleveland right now. And if they get rid of him, they might as well clean house. So we shall see. Keep your eyes open for Myles Garrett and see if he gets traded. But the Philadelphia Eagles are not done. So stay tuned before the November 4th deadline, and we shall see what happens. All right, so let's talk about some NFL teams that are on the rise. The first team I want to talk about is the New England Patriots, led by Drake May and Mike Vrabel, the head coach. Now, Drake May, he is definitely turning heads this year and looking like the quarterback for the future for the New England Patriots. He is leading the way with over 2,000 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions, and is top 5 in QBR with 76.0. So Drake May is definitely looking like the future for the Patriots. And I think that they made the right decision grabbing him last year because he looks poised in the pocket. He has mobility. He throws the ball extremely well downfield across the middle on the outside of the numbers. So he's definitely looking like one of the best quarterbacks out that draft last year. And he's leading the way for the Patriots right now because they're competing for the AFC East, which they haven't done in a while. So look out for New England just to keep it sending because Mike Vrabel, he comes from the Belichick era. That was his head coach, and I know he wants to implement the same type of instincts in all of his players as well that he was brought up in. So look out for those Patriots because I like what they're doing. They have great players on the defensive side, Milt Williams, Christian Gonzalez. So they are ready, and I think within a year or two, they will overtake the Buffalo Bills to be that number 1 team in the AFC East. Shout out to the New England Patriots for doing their thing right now. Hopefully they can keep it up and make some noise later on in the season. Now, the next team we have to talk about is the NFC West Seattle Seahawks, led by the quarterback Sam Darnold and head coach Mike Macdonald. Now, Sam Darnold is looking like the perfect guy for the job in Seattle because he's leading the way for Seattle with 1,700 passing yards, 12 passing touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, and a QBR of 72.2. Now, we all know Sam was with the Minnesota Vikings last year, and he led them to 14 wins. But he still didn't do enough to earn a contract long term there. So they let him walk a free agency. But it looks like he walked into the right spot because Seattle had everything that he needs to succeed. They have a number one receiver in Jackson Smith and Jigba, who we didn't know would be this type of receiver, but he's definitely proven that he is that guy for Seattle. He is leading them, and he is on pace to break Calvin Johnson's single season receiving record. That is just a great connection that they have. And then he has Cooper Kupp as his wide receiver too. He's not the same caliber player that he once was, but he's still serviceable. He knows how to possession catch and make big time catches. So Sam Darnold can succeed with Seattle, especially with that defense that Mike Macdonald is coaching up. They have weapons everywhere. Leonard Williams, Devin Witherspoon, just a whole bunch of guys who know how to fly to the football and just cause havoc, forcing turnovers left and right. They almost remind me of the Legion of Boom. They're not quite there yet, but they definitely have the pieces to get back to that caliber of defense. So Sam Darnold luckily found the right situation for him, and he's definitely succeeding. He's leading the way right now at 5-2, and he's definitely looking like the front runner to win the NFC West. As long as their guys can stay healthy, but they still have to knock off the San Francisco 49ers, which will be a tall task. But they definitely look like they're up for it this year. So we will see how far Sam Darnold goes. And if those ghosts don't get back to haunt him, he would hopefully just become more successful because he definitely has the talent to be a good quarterback in this league. But he just has to prove that he can win in crunch time. So be on the lookout for those Seattle Seahawks down the line. All right, guys, so I'm not doing too many NFL previews because I have something special in store for you guys later on this weekend. But we have to talk about this big-time matchup between Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, led by Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, of course. Now, both of these guys, we all know they are MVP caliber quarterbacks, can do whatever they want on the field, run, throw, make magic happen night in and night out. But only one of these quarterbacks has translated that talent to glory, and that is, we all know, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has owned Josh Allen in the playoffs the last 3 or 4 years. He's beat him in the AFC Championship every time. Now, Josh Allen, on the other hand, he has had some success against Mahomes, but it's only in the regular season. He's never beaten him in the playoffs when it matters most. So we need to see Josh Allen take that next step this year if we really want to say he's that level of player, because if you keep losing to Mahomes while other guys like Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow have beaten Mahomes in the playoffs, then we have to have a serious conversation, because we can't keep calling you the top 2, top 3 quarterbacks in the league when you can't get it done on the biggest stage when it matters. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a great quarterback, because he is, but I want great quarterback to elevate and win when it matters most. That's what greatness is to me. So Josh Allen has to take that step this year. Now, for this regular season game, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it, because the Chiefs are looking solid right now. They have figured things out in the middle of the season. Spagnuolo has that defense flying around, shutting people out. And it's going to be a hard-fought battle for the Buffalo Bills, because right now they only have James Cook, who is a top 5 back in this league. He's doing great this year. But Josh Allen doesn't really have a serviceable wide receiver one at the moment. Keon Coleman has not turned out to be the wide receiver that they thought they were getting when they drafted him. Shakir is just a wide receiver 2 at best. So Josh Allen's going to have to make some magic happen with his legs and with his arm to really beat the Kansas City Chiefs, because I know Patrick Mahomes said himself that he has the most talent that he's ever had on this team, with Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown. It's going to be a tough battle for those Bills to hang in there with Mahomes and all that caliber of talent. So we shall see what happens, but I think I have the Kansas City Chiefs pulling this one out. It's going to be a hard-fought battle on both sides for sure, but I have the Chiefs pulling this out 20-21. All right, guys, so let's move on to some college football action. The first matchup I got to talk about is the Miami Hurricanes battling the SMU Ponies. Now, my Miami Hurricanes bounced back in a major way last week against the Stanford Cardinals, 42-7 in Miami. We were struggling in the first half a bit. The offense looked stagnant, but the defense kept us in the game and kept Stanford at a standstill for the whole game for the most part. So I was happy to see that, and the offense finally started clicking in the second half. Carson Beck found his receivers. Malachi Tony is just a dog. He is going to be a great receiver at the next level. He already is a great receiver in college and is only a true freshman. And the sky's the limit for that kid, truly. I'm excited to see him grow and excited to see his future. But as far as my Hurricanes as a total, we're looking to keep this momentum going. We're still 6-1 and ranked number 10 in the nation. So we have a chance to do whatever we want. We still hold the reins in our hands for our season. Now, SMU, they had a great season last year, but this year they've had a couple of early losses. They lost last week to Wake Forest in a close battle, 13-12. Now, they're not as talented as they were last year, but they still do have some talent. Their quarterback, Jenkins, is still there. Their running back is still there from last year. So it's going to be a hard battle. We can't just go in here and expect them to lay down and just give us the game. Miami, as long as we stick to our game plan and play physical football like I know we can, running the ball, establishing the play action, we should go in there and get a win. Now, I think we're going to get this win. It's going to be a semi-blowout, not a big-time blowout, but if we play like we're supposed to play, we should beat them in a fashionable manner. Expect us to win 38-24 in SMU. Another matchup we have to talk about is those Vanderbilt Commodores going down to Texas to see those Texas Longhorns. Now, this is a big-time game for Vanderbilt because they are ranked number 9 in the nation right now and haven't been in the top 10 in years. So they are looking to establish why they are in the top 10, and they are here for a reason. Now, the Texas Longhorns, led by Arch Manning, has not done that well this season. They have a couple early losses that we thought they should have won. But they are looking to revitalize their season and continue on the path to get back to the college playoffs. Now, they have to beat the Vanderbilt Commodores, but they are favored even though they have lost more games because it's always hard to win on the road in the SEC. We know that. So Diego Pavia, he has to show that he is a clutch quarterback and he can't get rattled in this Texas environment. As long as he executes the offense and their defense comes out to play like they have been, it should be a good one. And Texas, they have to get Arch Manning going early because he hasn't really looked that polished at times. His mechanics aren't always there, and he can't really read the field when he's disgruntled in the pocket. But if they execute a good game plan for him, it's going to be a tight ball game. And I know that defense is going to be fired up and ready to go at home. I think this is going to be a close ball game for sure. But I have to go with the Vanderbilt Commodores with this one, people, because Vanderbilt has proven that they can win in tough situations. They won tough on the road this year. So I just have to stick with them. And I know Texas is a big dog in the SEC, but they haven't been playing like that all year. So I have to rock with the Vanderbilt Commodores on this one and Diego Pavia. And I think they're going to win this one 24-21 in a close battle, but the Vanderbilt Commodores will come out on top. Now, another huge SEC matchup we must talk about is the Oklahoma Sooners going up against the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, the Tennessee Volunteers, led by Joey Aguilar, they're looking pretty hot right now. They just won big time against Kentucky last week, and I know they're trying to keep that momentum going. Now, the Oklahoma Sooners, led by John Maytier, they just had a bad loss to Ole Miss and just coming off of surgery, so he's quite not there yet and still looking like he's recovering. So I can't go with Oklahoma simply because of that. They just looked like a shell of themselves last week against Ole Miss. So I have to roll with the Tennessee Volunteers. Joey Aguilar is just prolific. He can do it all pretty much with his arm, leg. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over and makes the right reads, I think they will win this one. Now, it's going to be a high-scoring game because both quarterbacks are very talented. Both know how to find that end zone. But I have to go with the Tennessee Volunteers winning this one. And I think they're going to win this one 34-31. Now, let's switch it up a little bit, guys. Let's talk some HBCU football. Last night, we had a battle of two former Philadelphia Eagles players. We had Deshaun Jackson for Delaware State going up against Michael Vick for Norfolk State. And they played this game in Lincoln Financial Stadium. I love to see this, especially because both of these guys were two of my all-time favorite Philadelphia Eagles players. And I'm hoping that they both have successful college careers for sure. Now, Delaware State, led by Deshaun Jackson, got the win 27-20. Deshaun Jackson looks like they have a balanced attack. Their quarterback, he had only 2 incompletions on the night. He was 16 for 18 and led with 158 yards and a passing touchdown. Then their running back, James Jones, had 10 carries for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. So just a balanced attack from Delaware State, and it looks like they had a good game plan for Norfolk. Now, Michael Vick, his team hasn't been doing so hot this year. They've only won one game out of 9. They do have some talent. Their quarterback looks pretty good. He went 22 for 34 with 311 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. And then have a receiver, A.J. Evans. He had 5 catches and 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. So they have some talent, but they just haven't put it all together quite yet. By Delaware State, they are 6-3 right now, and they have won the most games that they won in years. I don't know when the last time they won over 6 games, but looks like Deshaun is on that way. And I'm happy for him because this is his first year coaching, just like it's Mike Vick's first year coaching. So 2 kind of opposite ways that the seasons are going, but both coaches are well respected in the NFL, and I'm sure they're well respected in HBCU football. So expect big things from them in the future, but they have to look out for South Carolina State, guys, because if you don't know, I'm a South Carolina State Bulldog myself, and we've been running the MEAC for the last few years or so, led by Coach Barry, and I don't expect anything less for the next couple of years. So just be on the lookout for HBCU football, and I'm going to be doing some updates on HBCU football going forward, so just stay tuned. But shout out to Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick for paving the lane in HBCU football coaching. So let's stick with college, but move on to a different sport. Let's talk some college hoops. Now, I have 3 guys I want to give you who have potential to be the number 1 overall pick in next year's NBA draft because their talent is just out of this world. First, I want to start off with Mr. Cam Boozer, the son of legendary Carlos Boozer. Now, Cam is going to be a problem. He has that NBA pedigree for sure. He is 6'9", 250 pounds, and just a animal on both sides. He can shoot, he can rebound, he knows how to drive and score the ball at a high level, plays tough defense, and just does it all, man. And that's exactly what you want from a number 1 overall prospect. Somebody who knows how to do it all. In one of Cam's exhibition matchups, he had 33 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 12 for 19 from the field, and 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. So just an all-around great performance from Cam. And if he keeps this up, he would definitely hear his name called top 2 in the draft next year. So please be on the lookout for Cam Boozer. Next player you guys should look out for is A.J. Dybantsa from BYU. A.J. is definitely going to be a problem. He is a smooth operator at the offensive end. He can dribble. He knows how to get to his spots. He can pull up from anywhere on the court. Just an overall feel for the game. And he can play some good defense as well. He's about 200 pounds, so just a long, lanky defender and a shooter. He kind of reminds me of a young Tracy McGrady because he just has a bag that's totally different from most people. So I'm excited to see what AJ becomes. And I know he went to BYU, which is a smaller market team, but he has plenty of opportunity to flourish out there and put them on the map for sure. So watch out for AJ because he is definitely a dog. In one of his exhibition games, he had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and was 10 for 19 from the field. So definitely a great performance as well from him. So be on the lookout for AJ to go number 1 overall. And the last prospect we have to talk about is Darryn Peterson from the Kansas Jayhawks. Just a smooth guard who is 6'6", about 205 pounds, but he plays way bigger than that because he can do it all on the floor. He knows how to facilitate. He knows how to get to his spots. He's very physical. He can do whatever he wants with the rock. And I love to watch his game because he's definitely one of those ones who can do it on both ends. Now, Darryn, he had a great exhibition matchup as well. He had 26 points, about 4 rebounds, 5 steals, 6 for 10 from the 3, and 9 for 15 from the field. So just efficient all over, man. And he can definitely be a guard at the next level who can facilitate an offense and also get you some offensive production on his end. So I'm excited to see what all these 3 guys turn out to be, but I know they will definitely be gone within the top 5 picks of next year's draft. So be on the lookout for all 3 of these prospects. All right, guys, so let's move on to some NBA talk. I want to talk about some teams that's hot and some teams that's not right now. So, of course, let's start off with the hot teams. And the first team I got to talk about is the San Antonio Spurs, led by Victor Wembanyama, the alien. Now, the Spurs are for the first time in franchise history? That seems pretty odd because we all know the dynasties that the Spurs have had, led by Coach Popovich back in the day. But the Spurs are 5-0, guys, and we're excited to see what they have because they have a lot of young talent on that roster, led by Victor Wembanyama. He's leading the way right now with 30 points a game, over 14 rebounds, and about 5 blocks a game. So just a great performance from him so far. And as I said, I have him for MVP. So if he keeps this up, he definitely will be the front runner for that. But he has some great help as well. His second-year guy, Stephon Castle from UConn, also the Rookie of the Year last year, he's been doing numbers this year. He has about 18 points per game and leading the team with 5 assists per game. So he's definitely looking like a promising young guard. And remember, they're not even healthy yet. De'Aaron Fox has not played a game yet. So the Spurs are just now scratching the surface of what they really can become. And I'm excited to see it because this team is loaded with young talent and they have the right pieces to really make some noise this year. So stay on the lookout for the Spurs and hopefully they can keep this up and make a deep run in the playoffs. The next team that we have to talk about who is surprising the world because of the injuries that they have is the Philadelphia 76ers, led by Mr. Tyrese Maxey, their point guard. He is going bazonkers this year. He is leading the way with 37 points per game and also 8 assists to go with that. So that is what you call putting the team on your back, especially when your former MVP can't play over 20 minutes a night in Joel Embiid. Mr. Paul George hasn't come back yet. Tyrese is showing Philly what a real dog at point guard looks like, which they haven't seen probably since Allen Iverson. And he is doing numbers this year, and I'm glad to see that for him. But he's not doing it by himself. He also has a young rookie, and DJ Edgecombe, who is helping him out tremendously. He has 22 points per game and also leading the Sixers in with 1.5 steals per game. So just a dynamic duo in the 76ers backcourt right now and looking like the best duo in the league. So hopefully they can keep this up until Paul George get back. I don't know if he'll mess up that chemistry or not, but the way these two are playing, Philly needs to go through Edgecombe and Maxey because they are the future for the Philadelphia Sixers basketball. Next team that we have to talk about, who we shouldn't be surprised that is doing this well, is the OKC Thunder, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP. He is leading the way for the Thunder with over 34 points a game, 5.7 assists, and he is just continuing the trajectory that he was on last year, establishing himself as one of the best point guards in the league, and he is doing that rightfully so. Now, his supporting cast is also doing a great job right now. Chet Holmgren has 23 points a game. Isaiah Joe has 20 points a game. Casey Wallace has about 2.5 steals a game. So this team is looking like they are right on track to be right back where they were last year. So I don't think anybody can compete with them once fully healthy. Jalen Williams hasn't even played a game yet. So just continue to be on the lookout for the Thunder because they definitely are a problem and here to stay. The last team who I don't think anybody saw coming this year is the Chicago Bulls, led by Josh Giddey and Nikola Vucevic. They are 4-0 right now. Josh Giddey is leading the way with 19.5 points and 7.8 assists. Vucevic has about 13 rebounds a game. And then they have some help off the bench. Kevin Huerter has 14 points a game. Trey Jones also leading the way with 12.5 points and 3 steals off the bench. So just a good team right now. They are clicking well early off in the season. I'm not sure how long they can keep this up because we all know Chicago hasn't done the best over the last decade or so. But it looks like they're on the right path and they're trying to figure things out. So we shall see what Chicago does down the road. But I do like Josh Giddey. He has a smooth game, in my opinion. He knows how to facilitate an offense. He can score when he wants to, can shoot when he wants to. Kind of reminds me of a taller Steve Nash. So I don't know where they will go, but we will see where the Chicago Bulls fall in the East. Now let's talk about some teams who's having a disappointing start to the season, but hopefully they can turn things around before it's too late. First, we have to start off with the reigning Eastern Conference champions, Indiana Pacers. Now, right now, the Pacers are led by Pascal Siakam because they have a whole lot of injuries. As we all know, Tyrese Halliburton got injured in the finals last year with that Achilles. Andrew Nembhard got hurt the first game and hasn't returned since. But Pascal's doing everything he can right now. He's averaging about 26 points a game and 11 rebounds. And also Benedict Mathurin is averaging about 31 points a game. So they still have some talent, but they just are not full throttle right now. Then they lost Myles Turner to free agency last year to the Bucks. So it's a little bit different defensively for the Pacers as well. But I'm sure they will figure it out. Rick Carlisle is a great coach, and I know he knows how to get the best out of the players that he has. I'm not giving up on the Pacers quite yet, but it's definitely not a great start to them. But hopefully they will figure things out before it's too late. Now, another team who hasn't been doing too hot this season is the Brooklyn Nets. And honestly, they haven't done well in quite some time. Led by Cam Thomas, he has 23 points a game. Then Michael Porter Jr., he has about 21.6 points a game. And also Nick Claxton, 12.2 points a game. So it's a team that's still trying to figure out its identity. Now, the Nets, they don't really have a closer. They just have guys who just like to shoot the ball, honestly. Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas is honestly two of the worst players you can pair because both of them don't look to pass the ball at all. They're just two guys who love to shoot. So I don't know what the Nets need to do to correct these things and who they can get to facilitate the offense for them, but it's not looking too great because they haven't won a game yet, and I'm not sure when they will win one because of the style of play that they like to run. We will see what the Nets do, but I don't expect too much from them this season. Next team that's pretty underwhelming this year is the Sacramento Kings, led by Zach LaVine with 29.2 points, and then DeMar DeRozan following up with 19 points. This team is just struggling right now, and I'm not sure where their identity is because they don't really have anybody who can stop anybody defensively. Their offense is up and down. Sabonis is not really doing much offensively. He's only averaging about 12 points right now with 10 rebounds. Dennis Schroeder has been a decent addition. He's leading them with 6.4 assists right now. But the Kings need to figure this out because they were just in the playoffs a couple of years ago and lighting the beam and, bringing that energy back to Sacramento. And now it's just looking like the same old Sacramento that we've been used to watching for decades. So they need to figure this out and figure this out fast. I don't know if they need to make a trade or do something drastic to get some things going, but the Kings need to figure this out and figure it out soon. Last team we have to talk about is very underwhelming is the New Orleans Pelicans, led by Mr. Zion Williamson. Zion is leading the way with 21.7 points, 4.7 assists, and 3 steals. Seems like he's doing pretty much everything that he can to help this team win, but his cast is just not helping them at all. Jordan Poole's the next highest scorer with 17.3 points. And Jordan Poole, we all know he's just a shooter. He's not going to really get guys open and help play make. He's just looking out for himself. And they really don't have much else right now. They got rid of CJ McCollum. They got rid of Brandon Ingram. So Zion is really pretty much the only consistent scorer they have. And I don't know if he will be enough to get them anywhere because he needs some help because he's not that type of player who can just elevate a team to get a championship. So the Pelicans need to figure out what they are and who they are and do it fast before their season is over, before they know it. All right, so moving on to the rookies of the NBA. Let's talk about some guys who's really been impressing me these last 2 weeks. The first guy I have to talk about is Mr. VJ Edgecombe from the Philadelphia 76ers. VJ definitely plays like he is a man on a mission because he came into the league and set it by storm. His first game, he dropped a total of 32 points. It was a top 5 performance of all time for NBA rookies. I don't think many rookies have had a performance like that, and VJ stamped himself as one of those ones. Now, he is also a great addition to Philly because they didn't really have a second scoring option outside of Tyrese Maxey, with Embiid not being the same Embiid that we know. And VJ stepped up to the plate in a great way. He's averaging 22 points a game, 1.5 steals a game, and 5.5 assists a game. You can't really ask for much more out of a rookie shooting guard. So I expect great things from VJ, and it looks like he's going to take that Rookie of the Year award home. As long as he stays this aggressive and keeps his drive, he will definitely be in that discussion. He honestly reminds me of a young Jimmy Butler, but with a better package because he just has that dog mentality that he wants to go get it no matter what and who's in the way. So shout out to VJ Edgecombe for defeating the odds, making it to the NBA, helping his mom get to a better place, and putting on the show in the NBA. We're excited to see what you can become. Next rookie we have to talk about is the number 1 overall pick in this draft, Mr. Cooper Flagg. Now, Cooper, he's had some struggles in his first couple of weeks, but he has had some bright moments as well. He's still getting adjusted to the speed of the game, I think, and he's still trying to figure out his role in that Mavericks offense. But with the injury to AD, I think he will be able to get more comfortable and get more shots and really figure out what he wants to do and where his spots are in the league, because it's just been an adjustment for him. Now, he still has an opportunity to win that Rookie of the Year because he's definitely putting up some decent numbers. He's averaging about 13 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. So not that bad, but he definitely needs to elevate his game in certain areas so he can live up to that #1 overall pick status. Be on the lookout for Cooper Flagg, especially with AD being hurt, and let's see what he can do the next couple of weeks. Next rookie I want to talk about is Dylan Harper from the San Antonio Spurs out of Rutgers University. Dylan has had a solid season so far. He's been a great third, fourth option for the San Antonio Spurs. He has about 14 points a game, 4.6 assists a game, and 4.6 rebounds. So definitely solid all around. And I think the more comfortable he gets, the better he will get, because I like his game. I think he's a smart point guard. He knows what to do in certain situations, when to pass it, when to shoot it, and he plays great defense as well. And he will only get better as the season goes on. So be on the lookout for Dylan Harper, because I know he has NBA pedigree as well, and he's probably getting earful every night from his dad, Ron. So just be on the lookout for Dylan to only get better and better each week. Next rookie we have to talk about is Cedric Coward of the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Cedric is a sleeper this year for sure, and he was traded to the Grizzlies in the draft this year. But I think the Grizzlies won this trade because he is definitely a good piece for them. He is averaging about 16 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, and 2 assists. So not too bad for a rookie who didn't expect to do much this season. Now, Memphis is still trying to figure out their identity as well. They're not really making too much noise at the moment. It's a steady, solid piece for them right now. He plays defense. He can shoot the ball at a good level, and he's just an overall good player. So look for Cedric Coward just to continue to grow and become a more developed player as the weeks go on. The last rookie I want to talk about is the rookie from the Charlotte Hornets, Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton University. Now, Ryan was a big threat in college at Creighton because of his size and stature, and he has just transferred that over to the league. Being 7'1" and 256 pounds, he is very dominant in the paint. He can rebound at a high clip. He's averaged about 7.2 rebounds right now, which is great for a rookie, and also is putting in about 11 points per game. So definitely effective on both ends of the floor. And I expect him just to continue to grow as well, because we all know that the rookies are still adjusting to the game at this moment. And he definitely has some decent pieces around him: LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. So if he continues to mesh well with those guys, he will definitely get more playing time and just continue to get better overall. So be on the lookout for Ryan over the next couple of weeks. All right, guys. So last but certainly not least, we have to talk about the World Series. Game 6 going down tonight. The Blue Jays lead the LA Dodgers 3-2. I don't think anybody saw this coming from the Blue Jays, but they are showing why they are here to stay. Led by Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he has hit 2 home runs in the last 2 games for the Blue Jays, just igniting their bats and keeping the scores rolling. And also, they've had a great historic pitching performance from their rookie pitcher, Yasavitz, having 12 strikeouts in 1 game, which has never been done. He was just in a zone that couldn't be stopped. He only gave up 1 home run, and the rest was just K after K after K. So the Blue Jays are definitely trying to show the world that they are here and they are not playing with the LA Dodgers. But I don't think the LA Dodgers are going down without a fight tonight. I think they were going to battle back, led by their all-world player, Shohei Ohtani. They're going to try to establish themselves in the hitting game and also in the fielding game, because they have to be on point. And they have a great pitcher tonight, Yamamoto. He's going to be pitching. He's 3-1 in this playoff run, and he has over 26 strikeouts. So they're not going to be playing with the Blue Jays tonight, and they're going to try to force a Game 7. And I think they will, because the Dodgers, they are just too good to go out like this. So look for the Dodgers to force a Game 7 tonight. And I still think the Dodgers will take it if they force a 7. But if not, the Blue Jays will be World Series champions. So good luck to both teams tonight, and may the best team win. All right, guys, and that's it for episode 10 of Ball Talk with Paul. Today, we hit everything about NFL trade rumors, some NBA heat checks, some college football battles, and the World Series drama. So please, if you're rocking with the show, make sure you subscribe to all my channels at Ball Talk with Paul. Like, share, and comment. And I appreciate you guys rocking with me because I wouldn't be able to grow this channel without you. So again, please make sure you're here next week, same time, same energy. And remember, we always keep it real here with Ball Talk. And I'm your host, Paul, and we're out.